We, no.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
It's on. It's on.
Is it on?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Speak up.
Good morning. Good Chodesh. Nice to see you, Rabbi Wilhelm, after a long time.
Speak
Also,
up.
your friend.
Moshe Chaim from Japan.
Hello,
Japan.
everybody.
It's
Good to
like
be
a
here.
international event over here. Adar is coming, approaching quickly, and
Rosh Chodesh is Friday,
Adar Marim B'Simcha. So we have to add in Simcha. Also, there's a really beautiful thing, especially now that we have 2 Adars, that as you are a halachic authority, you know more than all of us, that when something Asr comes into a Kedera, into a Fat, it can be battled b'shishim. I mean,
We have 60 days of Simcha.
We have 60 days of Simcha. So anything negative that comes in these days, is battle. So it's a very auspicious time that, it's going to be a really auspicious time for the Jewish people. So a thought came to me, and I'm going to share it with you, that what's the idea that we can take away when it's not Adar, when it's Nisan, or any other month of the year? That if something comes that is negative, so to speak, well, it could very, very well be like overwhelming, like this big thing. However, if we minimize it in our heads, just one little thing, it's battled the shishim, so to speak, so then we can overcome it, and we do it with Simcha.
All right.
Back to our speaker.
All right. So this very good. Matthias had a very good word. Now we have to realize what the stumbling blocks are. Little pebbles, and a little pebble. A guy like me, a guy like you, can just crush. You just have to remember it's a small thing in the big picture of the world. The Eibush is just giving you a test to make you greater. But you have to be honest with yourself. There's a very chassidische word in last week's parsha. Vayaram, vayanu, vayamdu mirachik, v'matan Torah. You could be sometimes vayar. You see things. You could get inspired. Vayanu, and give them a shake. But still, vayamdu mirachik. They didn't let what they saw and what shook them internalize and become a way of life. We have to live with the parsha, live with the current events, lahavdil also, and let it give you a tickle, let it give you a shake, and change you. And you have to be honest. I saw a very is like the chassidish ingeman. This week's part, you have to be honest with your assessment of yourself too. So in this week's parsha, the Shomrim and the Mazikim it's all about Mishpatim. So it says, I'll call dvar pesha, asher yoymar ki huzeh. And Rashi brings different purushim. What does it mean? Who's telling you that? Who's saying that you cheated a little? Either is it a personal admission, or is it aid? But that's the halachic. I saw a chassidische pshat. I'll call dvar pesha. You want to know what the biggest pesha is? The biggest crime is asher yoymar ki huzeh. When a person says, "I'm it, I'm the guy, I'm the," that's the biggest problem. When a person assesses himself wrong and says, "I'm fixed, I'm a ki huzeh," that's the biggest pesha. A person has to assess himself correctly, and he has to make sure that all his actions don't harm himself, don't harm anybody else. I'll tell you, a lot of things you can learn from davening. I once heard somebody came to Rabbi Yoelish, to Satmar Rebbe, and asked, he said, "My son wants to go to college. It's pasmanish. My son wants to go to college and become a doctor. I would like him to become a rav, a dayan." Rabbi Yoelish says, "Send him to college and let him go to doctor." Why? He says it's a preparation in davening. We say first reifei chaylim and then matir asurim. First, because if he's a guy like that who you're going to push him to become a rav, a dayan, he's going to do something wrong. So let him be reifei chaylim. It's a famous story. But today's parsha is also about doctors. V'rape yorape. So there's a very interesting story, a very interesting word that it says that Rahman al-Islam, when a person is in a situation where he needs to help and health, so you can learn also from davening. What do we say? Bayrei refuos, noira sihilois, adoin haneflois. Rahman al-Islam, if somebody needs a little help in health, first bayrei refuos. Go to the doctor. The Eibush said that a doctor has the permission to heal. If you see it's a little more complicated, noira sihilois, take out a tefillin. Start saying tefillin. If you see that it needs much more than that, it's ois on the flois. You daven straight to Hashem and ask for a nest. So in other words, a miracle. In other words, there's never to give up because Hashem is our Father and Hashem cares for every one of us, but you just have to connect to Him be'emes.
Amen.
Shkoyach, let me just show you the young gentleman in the bakery and honor.
How do you say good Chodesh in Japanese?
How do you say good Chodesh in Japanese? Ching Chung?
We don't really say it.
And here are the fresh Hamantashen. That's